What's up guys, welcome back to Finance to Fly. My name is Luke and I'm here to help you elevate your travel while minimizing your spending. Today we're going to be going over all three of the Southwest personal cards and which one would be right for you. The annual fee on the Plus card is $69, the annual fee on the Premier card is $99, and the annual fee on the Priority card is $149. For their sign-up bonuses, they always usually keep them all the same, but they're usually around 50,000 points after 1,000 spent in the first 3 months, but oftentimes you can find an elevated offer. I know they just recently, a couple months ago, at the beginning of the year, we're just wrapping up a $400 statement credit and 40,000 points after 3,000 spent in the first 4 months offer, and then they have added 80,000 point offers and stuff like that. For earnings rates, all three of the cards have the same earnings rates except for the Plus card. It has a little bit of a twist. That being said, the Plus card earns 2 points per dollar spent on all Southwest purchases, while the other two cards earn 3 points per dollar spent on Southwest purchases. All cards earn 2 points per dollar spent on Rapid Rewards, hotel and rental card partners, local transit and commuting, internet, cable, and phone services, select streaming, and then 1 point per dollar spent everywhere else. For benefits, we're going to go over each cards one by one, starting with the Plus or the $69 annual fee one. This card will get you 3,000 points on your card anniversary, 2 early bird check-ins per year, 25% back on in-flight purchases, and then some travel and purchase protections, but they're not good. This card has a foreign transaction fee of about 3%. For the Premier card or the $99 annual fee card, you'll get 6,000 points on your anniversary, 2 early bird check-ins per year, 25% back on in-flight purchases, travel and purchase coverages. You'll get tier qualifying points, so for every $5,000 spent on the card, you'll get 1,500 tier qualifying points. This card has no foreign transaction fees. Lastly, the Priority card of $149 in annual fees, you'll get 7,500 points on your card anniversary. You'll get 4 upgraded boarding passes per year, a $75 Southwest credit just to use towards Southwest purchases, 25% back on in-flight purchases. Same with the tier qualifying points. Every $5,000 spent on the card, you'll get 1,500 tier qualifying points towards A-list status, and then no foreign transaction fees. And then all three cards give you 10,000 companion pass points per year. So instead of 135,000 points you only need 125,000 points. So what are each of these three cards worth? Well, to keep things simple, all the Southwest points will value at 1.25 cents per piece, just to keep it all on a level playing field. With the Plus card, you're paying $69 in annual fees. You're gonna get those 3,000 bonus points. That's worth $37.50 if you put it at 1.25 cent per point rate. You'll get the 2 early bird check-ins, which each one can be valued at $15 to $99, depending on the route and how popular it is to get early bird check-in. So at the lowest value, we'll give it $15 each for a total of $30. So in total, you'll get $67.50 out of the $69 annual fee you're paying for this card. Say it's pretty bad considering you're not even making the annual fee up, but considering Southwest points can be worth much more than the 1.25 cent per point value we gave them, it's not that bad of a deal overall. Next up on the list, it's the Premier card. This is a $99 annual fee card. You'll get 6,000 points on your card anniversary, which is worth $75 after the 1.25 cent per point in value. You'll get another 2 early bird check-ins, which are valued at $15 a piece for a total of $30. That ends up putting you at $105, so you get about $6 ahead of the annual fee. Lastly, for the Priority card, you'll get $149 in annual fee, but you'll get 7,500 points, which is worth $93.75. Then you'll get the $75 travel credit, then you'll get the upgraded boarding passes, 4 of those, which can be worth between $30 and $149 a piece. So on the low end, we'll count them as $30 a piece or $120. In total, you'll get $288.75 out of value at a very minimum value out of this card for a $149 annual fee, which puts you ahead by around $140 in value. Now, the things are to remember, you are technically still paying for the early bird check-ins and the upgraded boarding. You're just paying less. How less? It depends on how much you're getting value out of the points on your card anniversary and if you're using that $75 Southwest statement credit on the Priority card. When you line all the values up, there is a big difference between the negative value you get from the lowest annual fee card to the over $140 value you get from the high annual fee card. But all that value does lie upon how much you value the Southwest points, and considering it was pretty conservative, you can assume that you'll get at least the annual fee out of the lowest card in terms of value when it comes to real Southwest redemptions. Speaking of redemptions, let's jump into those. So pretty much most Southwest flights fall into a simple range. You're always going to get a value of your points between 1.3 to 1.4 cents per piece when you're redeeming Southwest points for flights. That being said, this first flight is going to be from Cleveland to Nashville. As you can see on the screen, there's 2 direct flights, one in the morning, one in the evening. And to show you what type of value you're getting for the points booking versus the cash booking, we're going to take the taxes and the fees out of the cash booking and then divide by the points amount. For the 6 a.m. flight, you're going to get a 1.36 cent per point value, and for the 8 p.m. flight, you'll get a 1.37 cents per point value. Both are over the conservative estimate of 1.25 cent per point value, and pretty much the same value you can get from either of the flights. Next up, we're going to fly Southwest hub to hub from Baltimore to Las Vegas. There's a bunch of direct flights each day on this, but the 2 flights we chose to look at are the 2:10 p.m. and the 7:20 p.m. flights. Both flights will get you a 1.33 cent per point value when you get the cent per point value, which is showing how they're all falling in between that 1.3 and 1.4 cent per point value when it comes to redeeming Southwest points. For this last redemption, we're going to fly all the way from Cleveland to Maui. If you did not know, Southwest has a big presence in Hawaii. They've been trying to compete with Hawaii for the inter-island hopper flights and flights to and from Hawaii for some time now. I don't think they're doing too well, but that means you can get some really cheap flights between islands and to Hawaii. That being said, the fastest flight here on Southwest gets you there in 12.5 hours and will give you a cent per point value of 1.34 cents per point. Wrapping up all 3 examples, you can see that you can get that value much higher than the 1.25 cent per point value we established just for valuing what the perks are of the cards, and you're more in reality going to get something between 1.3 cents per point and 1.4 cents per point. So what are my thoughts on these cards and who are these cards for? Well, to be honest with you, it's really nice to see all the cards have the same earnings rates. Pretty much you can put those all together. Obviously, the Plus card has a 2 point per dollar multiplier on Southwest purchases, while the others have 3 points per dollar spent on Southwest purchases. I don't think that's a big difference, but when it comes to picking which card is best for you, honestly, the 2 lower end cards are pretty much the same, except one has foreign transaction fees and is $20 less in annual fees, and you only get a 2 point per dollar multiplier in Southwest purchases, and you get 3,000 bonus points per year. I think those 2 cards are very similar, and it kind of all depends on how much you're traveling outside the US and would be using this card to make purchase outside the US. If you are, I would go with the $99 annual fee one because everything else pretty much stays the same. I do think it is valuable to pay the extra $20 for the $99 annual fee card if you were going just for the $69 annual fee card. Reason being is you get those 3,000 bonus points more than the $69 annual fee card for your card anniversary, and that's worth at least $30, most likely $37.50, just like other 3,000 points are worth. And I think when you add those 2 together, you do get more value out of the 6,000 points than you would the 3,000. So I would go with the middle tier card. And then when comparing to the high tier card, that really just depends on how much you really want that upgraded boarding compared to early bird. I think that's a case by case situation. Obviously, you get the $75 Southwest credit, which brings the annual fee lower to the $99 annual fee card. Honestly, these cards are pretty similar to each other. I do think personally, if I were to get this card, I would get the $149 annual fee card. Reason being is because I do pay for the upgraded boardings every now and then, and I think I would come in value from that. Not only that, I do pay cash bookings with Southwest, so I'd be able to get the $75 off that annual fee immediately pretty much there. But then getting 7,500 points on my card anniversary, if I'm able to stack that up over 3 or 4 years, that's a round trip flight to Nashville, because Nashville flights from Cleveland are a round trip around 25,000 to 30,000 points. If I'm able to stack that up, that's a pretty good deal for me. And considering I do pay for at least 1 flight on Southwest per year with cash, I'd get that $75 back, and then I get to use the upgraded boardings. I'd probably be able to use all 4 of them because I do fly Southwest a decent amount of times. That being said, if you've never used the upgraded boardings before, I still think it's worth a shot. not using them. The nominal differences between the cards really aren't that big of a difference, where making a choice between the cards is going to be such a dramatic change. Every card does have its benefits. Obviously, you're paying more for the priority card than the premier card, but you're still getting more in value for your benefits, and you can make the annual fee lower if you make a Southwest purchase, which I really do like. So overall, when it comes to recommending the cards, even though it has the higher annual fee, I do recommend that priority card over the other two cards, and that reason is because of the $75 Southwest credit. So pretty much, if you're getting these cards, I'm assuming you're flying Southwest a couple times a year. I mean, if you don't fly Southwest, I wouldn't get any of these cards. Even if you're just getting the sign-up bonus, I would still get the $149 annual fee card, because if you're able to take advantage and use $75 of that $75 statement credit, the effective annual fee turns into $74, or $5 more than the $69 annual fee, and there's much more perks that come with that card than it does with the lower two cards. But if you are just going for the sign-up bonus, it doesn't hurt to hit the $69 annual fee card, because you probably aren't paying $75 a year on Southwest. So pretty much my kind of cutoff on which card you should get is, if you do spend $75 or more with Southwest, get the high annual fee card. You'll get that in a statement credit back, and then you'll have a $149 annual fee card for $74 with a bunch of upgraded benefits that are better than the lower annual fee cards. Really, the right card for you though depends on how much you fly Southwest, how much you like Southwest, and how much you spend on Southwest, because the more points you stack up, obviously the more free flights you get. The more free flights you get, the more time you get to enjoy traveling. All in all, what do you think though? Do you have any Southwest cards? Which Southwest card do you think is right for you? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, have a great day.